Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
In today's podcast, we're covering the anime Kakuriyo, Bed and Breakfast for Spirits. Yes, that's the whole title.
Kakuriyo.
Okay.
A young girl named Yodoko has the ability to see ayakashi, and she's sent to the spirit realm to repay her grandfather's debt and marry an ogre.
Yes, that's seriously what it's about.
It sounds boring, but it's anything but.
Right. And before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and click notification with updates on future podcasts and multiple past videos.
And it should have been a much better description that they made, because really this is an intensely fun and interesting anime, and it's beautifully animated. And how we got familiar with this one is we actually began reading the manga, and we really liked the first few volumes, and then Rascal found it on YouTube.
Yes, and didn't know they had turned into an anime. It's like, well, we can't read the rest right now, so why don't we just see the anime to see how the rest is. And aside from like slight changes on how they introduce the characters, it pretty much stays faithful to it.
And one difference is in the book, the main heroine, she looks younger in the anime than she does in the manga.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, there are some actual, we think, are key scenes that they've chosen to leave out of the anime to speed the story along.
Yeah, which we see happens quite a bit, even when it's the reverse and the anime is first and the manga second.
Like with Oradora.
Exactly.
Which we're loving.
So for this, yeah, it actually reminded me a bit of Spirited Away from Miyazaki, when they even kind of sort of reference it in the anime itself. So it kind of has the feel of that, even with the same situation of being sent there or trapped there for a while. And they explain, you know, how she can go back to, they call it what do they call it? Not the nether realm, oh my gosh, that's they call it the apparent realm when it's for the humans, and then they call it the spirit realm when it's for the ayakashi.
Right. And just so you know, when they say ogre, and when it's in Japanese anime, it's not Shrek. He's a hottie. So he's anime hot. He's got two little horns, and he's anime hot. And he reminds you more of Sebastian.
Yeah,
Black Butler.
Which seems to be how the monsters and stuff are done in this anime. Everyone just looks human with a few monster features, like some ears, horns, teeth, and then that's it. And then they look human. It's like, well, it's kind of easy for them for like people outside of humans in these series, isn't it?
Or they're able to shapeshift, like a nine-tail that's there.
Yes.
He can actually shapeshift into 9 different versions, including a human-looking form.
Right.
And she becomes really close to him, and she finds out really who he is later on. We watched the entire first season. We're going to be watching the second season this week. And the way that it ended, for me, was a little disappointing. But up until that point, it's just a fantastic anime. It's really fun to watch. And you learn a lot more about Japanese mythological history through watching this as well.
Right. And for usually to do these types of things, usually the fate of a world is imbalanced or something, but they kind of don't do that here. They might do it in the second season or later in the manga, and we're just not aware of it, but it seems like it kind of stays slice of life. If there is dangerous stuff, it has to do with certain characters. There's not like the fate of the realm rests in her hands or anything like that. At least we don't know yet. But if it does get there, at least it had a calming start, because it's really just about her pretty much making her own restaurant where she can pay off the debt instead of marrying the ogre. And she ends up meeting all these different characters who either visit the restaurant or just at least try the food when she's at the regular bed and breakfast.
And every time someone finds out she's his granddaughter, either they love him or they hate him. It's either one or the other. There's no in between. But you find out during the anime, as it progresses, you find out that he's really done a lot to help people. Even though he was mischievous, he was a rascal, he did a lot of things that were licentious, but he really helped a lot of people, not only in the spirit realm, but in the apparent realm as well.
Right.
And you learn more and more of that as it progresses. And at first, it just seems like he's an ASS hole. But you learn that he isn't the more you watch it. You learn that he wasn't, especially when he went and got Yodoko out of an orphanage, and you find out how she got there. And it's, as usual, it's a sad backstory. But you find out, again, he wasn't the bad person that he seemed to be in terms of the way he lived his life. He really cared about and loved people, and it comes across when each person shares their experiences with him, unless they hated him and were angry because they were jealous of him, or because he just seemed to live so carefree and easily, and like he didn't have any concerns.
Right. And another thing I want to add is that with all these different characters that come in, at least for the first season, they're sort of just new additions to the cast. They all have certain ways they make foods there. There's certain things they can and can't taste because they're spirits. And there's even a point where they actually show you a few of the recipes on there, like Food Wars. Although it's not intense and it's not an intense epic battle, it just sort of tells you step by step what they're doing and making soups or desserts or drinks or hot pots or whatever. And then in the manga, they kind of just give you a whole layout recipe for you to use whenever you want. So it does have that little element in there where you're kind of being involved with the cooking and everything, despite not being a solely cooking anime like Food Wars.
And in this realm, it's pretty much just like being in the apparent realm or in the human realm, except for some of them have powers or able to do different things that humans can't. And they live the same way. They have the disagreements, they have friendships, they have marriages, they have all the things that they have in the apparent realm in this realm.
Right.
So again, it's a really fun watch. It's beautiful to look at, and you get to see the character development of not only the main character Yodoko, but also the ogre she's supposed to marry, who somehow both of us have forgotten his name.
Oh my god!
And of other characters that you also think are not very nice, and you find out again they've got backstories that kind of help you to understand the mindset they're in and why they are defensive and why they are the way they are. They're not shallow. They've just got really deep and serious backstories that they're attempting to live through.
Right.
And of course, since they're ayakashi, they live a very long time.
Right.
Versus humans.
Right. And another thing you kind of like is that, you know, they got their iffy issues with humans, but there isn't some crazy person trying to invade the Imperial Realm and trying to take over or wipe all humans because they hate them so much. They actually don't do that. If they don't like a human, they run into them, they make it clear they don't, and then that's pretty much it. There's no deep resounding thing for the entire human species as a whole or anything like that. They just don't like humans because of their nature that they put off in the apparent realm. So I do like that it's just, okay, some like them, some don't. It's not out to get them or anything. It's not deathly serious like they do in other anime where they have the beings that are not humans just despise them. It's not like that.
Well, so far, at the end of this season, when you see what happens, that may be put into question. But we won't know until we watch it. And conversely, there's no one from the apparent realm, the human realm, trying to get there and kill them off. So you're right, it doesn't have that element, and it makes it a joy to watch because it doesn't. Sometimes you don't mind that, but in something like this, I think it would really spoil the experience of watching it, so I'm glad it's not there.
Right.
So if you have seen Bed and Breakfast for Spirits, which is what we're going to call it, let us know what you think in the comments. Did you watch it when it originally came out? Are you watching on YouTube as we did? Have you read the manga? Let us know what you think. And if you haven't seen it, as we said, it's available for free on YouTube. Just type in Kakuriyo, or as you can see in the title of this review, and it will pop up for you on multiple channels. Find the one that suits you best and give it a watch and let us know what you think in the comments.
Right. And be sure to like, subscribe, notification will updates on future podcasts and other pause videos.
And season 2 of Bed and Breakfast.
Of course. So, thank you so much for watching our Mascot Entertainment.
And Mom Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.